from Nu Generation Lanes in Yuba City, California. Second consecutive year the Lady Pros have been back, and they played in front of a bunch of sellout crowds this week.
And the center, or the Youth Bowling League, provided wonderful caddies for the players this week. That's always a nice treat, not to have to carry those bowling balls from lane to lane.
Yeah, especially if you're confused and you've got 6 or 8 of them out there trying to tug them around right now. And, or I should say, Leanne Barrette is anything but confused at this point in time. She's got the right ball. Jeanne Naccarato trying to come up with a victory of sorts. It's been a tough run for her. She's bowled well enough to win, just hasn't been able to bust through the door.
Well, we mentioned that she has lost her 4 last television matches or championship matches, but 3 of those, Denny, were less than 10 pins.
Now we see a player from the outside. So 4 players, 4 different lines thus far.
Jeanne Main with that very methodical game, 5-step approach. Very big, long push away, high backswing. Comes through with a nice knee bend, very fluent arm swing.
Makes her home now in Tacoma, Washington.
My old neck of the woods.
Yeah, it's up in the great Northwest.
We have a beautiful place right on the water. Oh my, beautiful shot.
A swisher. 7-pin was the last to leave, so Jeanne Naccarato opens with a double.
I mentioned beautiful shot. Watch the head pin here up against the left wall. The 5-pin right into the 7. Boom.
Leanne getting deeper and deeper. Oh, what a nice reaction. And of course, coming up on Tuesday night here on ESPN, more basketball. Iowa and Michigan, both winners this weekend. Michigan won by just 2 over the Buckeyes today. Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Super Tuesday. Some super basketball on ESPN. And we've had some super bowling by that lady right there.
You can see the career games versus Jeanne Naccarato, 3-0 with a 221 average on television. And Barrette has the upper hand here. But I can guarantee you Jeanne probably doesn't even know that statistic.
She will if she's taping this telecast.
She will afterwards, right?
5 shots, 5 strikes. These guys aren't fooling around.
Jeanne Main, like you mentioned, a completely different line, playing an outside to in angle. Right around the 7th board. A player that we saw just a few weeks ago in Las Vegas also playing the outside line.
Trying to keep pace, got that one a little inside the target. It looked, at least from here, but an excellent shot. So Jeanne maintains space, and both players have opened with 3 in a row.
Player that can repeat over and over again, has 2,300 games.
That's enough.
That's a few, isn't it? She has a record 864 series that was shot in the city tournament in Cleveland, I believe.
Will it be 4 in a row? Beautiful shot. I wonder what Tish Johnson's thinking right now. Hey, Jeanne may end up shooting 300.
Oh, right now, Tish is glad she's not the one Jeanne has just thrown 4 in a row at. It's again that outside angle, right around the 5-6 board.
Interesting, because when I talked with Anne-Marie Dugan before the telecast, I said, Anne-Marie, did you play inside this week? I said, Denny, I played all over the place this week. So that's what we're seeing on the telecast. Players with all different types of equipment, different angles, different lines. Wow, 5-pin and head pin dancing back and forth, but neither one of them wanted to get to the 7-pin.
Really wanting to stay right along there with Jeanne. I would have kept an even pace. And Leanne Barrette with 14 career sanctioned 300 games.
34 between them. The game must be getting easier.
Well, there's 10 years difference in age between them. I'm sure Jeannie probably wouldn't like me to tell that statistic.
No, there isn't.
Sure. Leanne's 25 years old, and Jeannie is 35. But you'd never know Jeannie was 35.
I thought Jeannie was 29.
She looks 29.
She sure does. Must be that all that moisture up there in the great Northwest.
That's right. That's that newly married look as well.
That's right. And we'll talk about her husband here momentarily. You know, he's involved in an interesting project up in that neck of the woods.
Right now, Leanne Barrette trying to start striking again on lane 27.
Oh, beautiful shot for Leanne Barrette. Strike in the 5th. But she trails by 11. I mentioned Stan Naccarato, who is Jeannie's husband, and he is involved with a group of other investors putting together what looks to be a thoroughbred racing facility in Fife, which was, can't be more than 10 or 15 minutes from Tacoma.
That's right.
Very excited about that project.
Well, they recently closed down Long Acres, which was a wonderful establishment there in Redmond, Washington. Or Renton.
The string continues. She's bowling a right-hander. We asked her about, all those tough lefties this week.
That's right, Denny. The lefties shot 331 over against me, so they averaged approximately 250 against me this week. I guess I was marked, and Leanne Barrette's mother, Mary, after the tournament was over last night, gave me this note and said it was pinned to the back of my shirt. I love lefties.
Well, at least she kept a sense of humor, although you could see a tear coming to her eye in that still photograph there when she looked at the numbers compiled by these southpaws this week. But who cares about that? That was throughout the week. Now is now. This lady is turning it on. The afterburners are there. She got 6 strikes in a row. Bring on the lefties. That's what Jeannie is saying. Come on. We'll be right back to New Generation to see if Jeannie Maiden can defeat Leanne Barrette and take on Tish Johnson. Leanne Barrette in trouble at this point in time, but she's been there before, and if there's anybody that can bail out from behind a 31-pin deficit, is this young lady here. Wall shot, 7-pin this time. Hits the deck.
Well, she failed to carry it on this lane last time. It's the only time she has not struck this game, but this time the 7-pin does go. And Leanne gave a little arm swing there. Watch this. Yes, go. She's trying to stay in this match. She really feels she's very comfortable on this pair of lanes right now.
See, there is truth. The body language works. If you use that.
You can see how deep she's playing. 19th and a half board at 15 feet. That's the 4th arrow. All the way out to 10th board. Swinging the ball 10 boards.
Trying to cut into the lead. It would be 11 pins if she strikes here. She got a handful. Oh, that was flush. Solid. El Perfecto is what Dad says. Jeannie Maiden with the first 6, and she looks up, and she's only ahead by 11. It's not supposed to be that way.
Just trying to stay ahead, 1 strike at a time. Jeannie Maiden's been working with Eva Burridge, a sports psychologist. This is where it comes into play, Denny.
Just keep executing. And this time it's Jeanne Naccarato that doesn't get the break on the shot with the 7-pin.
And a very appreciative crowd giving a round of applause anyway. The head pin up against the wall. Like you said, she does not get the break on the 7-pin. Leanne Barrette did it in the 4th. Jeannie doing it in the 7th. She wanted that.
Nice spare for Jeanne Naccarato. And don't forget, a little bit later on Sports Center, David and the Shack. That's right, the Shack visited David Robinson's neighborhood, Michigan and Ohio State. Close for the Buckeyes as they lost by 2. And there you see the LA Open highlights as well. Coming up on Sports Center a little bit later on. I'll tell you what's great about this, a strike here. And we could have a tie somewhere along the way at 279. Now, wouldn't that be nice?
That might go in the record books.
Never
the
seen one of those.
tie.
Yeah, sure. Okay, we got a strike. See, now watch. They both take it off the sheet, 279, 279. And right now, our producer, George Smith, is going, no, please. We still have a championship game. We've got an award ceremony. We've got...
But they're throwing strikes, Denny, so that does not take as much time as throwing 2 balls frame.
You know, that makes sense.
So we have time now.
So we have plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Okay.
You can see there, average 181 on the TV pair for the 3 games she's bowled during the tournament. Tonight, she's averaging 235.
So much for those numbers.
Oh.
Wide and left with the bucket. Boy, that's really the first shot that has gone awry.
Wide, and looked like she really zipped it a little harder, too. You can see here, the ball just never had a chance. Tried to get a little more ball speed on it, but that ball just went too far. 15 feet, 18th board. She didn't really get it too far out than what she'd been playing, but she just didn't get enough on it. That's how she threw a strike earlier. She got the ball back at 45 feet, was already back at 12th board.
Converts the dinner bucket in the 6th, but counts. Oh boy, lost a bunch of pins in count.
That's right, a 9 count there would have been a lot better than a 6 count.
Re-rack on lane 27 for Leanne Barrette, who knows that she has to take advantage now of the 9th frame because Jeanne Maiden is locked in on this pair of lanes. Or I should say Jeanne Naccarato, excuse me.
I already apologized to Jeanne earlier prior to the telecast.
Another couple of shows and we'll have it down pat.
That's right.
Excellent match here. Oh, we had a great match between Anne-Marie and Leanne.
And Sandra Joe. Sandra Joe could have struck out.
You're not kidding. Through the first 2 and couldn't quite get the 3rd one to go. Set it short. 4-pin in the 9th frame. Things are looking dim.
Yes, waving it a little to the right. Knew that was coming up high.
I think if she had her druthers, she would probably rather play in most of the time.
Definitely. Swinging the channel, I haven't really seen Leanne do that much of.
Hard and straight. 4-pin disappears in the 9th. Now Leanne sits down, and it's up to Jeanne to take care of business here in the 9th and 10th frame. And if she does, she's going to get a chance to bowl Miss 300, Tish Johnson.
Well, 2 times enough, Jeanne is saying.
You're not
it's my
kidding.
turn.
Imagine what that would do to you. It's 24 in a row, you know what I mean? That's a lot of strikes.
Oh, getting a big break. She could have left the 2-8-10.
Or even just the 2-8. That makes you uncomfortable to have that double wood this late in the game.
That's right. But the pin count here not hurting Jeanne in any way. She was on a strike. So as long as she covers the spare, she still fills the frame with 20.
Leanne Barrette has room for 244. 259 would be the best score that Jeanne could shoot if she would spare here and strike out. But she does have a little room. Oh, and just as soon as I say that, the ball hooks left of the 2-pin, and she was shocked.
Did not appear that she got out of that clean, Denny. She stood up at the line. The ball just went left, right in front of the pin. Oh, big error there.
Well, instead of having a Lock City match, now she has to throw a double. Oh, what
she
a
throws
turnaround.
2 strikes and 8 pins. She shuts out Leanne Barrette. See if she overcomes that last shot.
Looked like she dropped that one right at the foul line.
She's playing with her hand there. She doesn't appear that she's getting a good release. She keeps looking down at her hand, wiping it off.
Is struggling right now with perhaps her thumb. Boy, that's an uncomfortable situation.
She mentioned she dropped it off her hand here. Ball just went right into a very quick roll, a little double bounce.
Back to live action, needs another strike, and ends up with a washout.
And Leanne knows she has now an opportunity. Jeanne very disappointed. She shoots .237 with a spare.
A miss of the 2-pin by a fraction. That ball went left of the 2. The difference between winning and losing, but Leanne Barrette still has work to do. Excellent game for Jeanne Naccarato with the exception of one missed spare. Now, will it cost her a chance at the title? We'll just have to wait and see.
No, but you know, that 6 count in the 8th frame made a difference here. If Leanne Barrette would have thrown an 8 or a 9 count, she would not have to get up and throw 2 strikes. But right now, she needs 2 strikes.
And all she's thinking now is one at a time. Plenty of room. And a terrific shot for Leanne Barrette.
Something that's very difficult for Leanne Barrette to do right now, Denny, too. I know she's feeling the pressure a lot more than she did in 91 when everything was going her way. In 92, that roller coaster of the year, you start doubting yourself a little bit.
Well, if there is good news, she's thrown 7 strikes on the right-hand lane. If she throws a good shot, she'll hit the pocket. Now it's just a question of carry.
The key is if she throws a good shot. When you're under a little bit more pressure, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do.
Got it inside, and it never had a chance. Jeanne Naccarato dodges one big time. As Leanne Barrette will finish 3rd. And Jeanne Naccarato will move along to take on our top seed, Tish Johnson. Will Tish Johnson shoot 300 against Jeanne? Who knows? Come on back, because Jeanne loves lefties.